Aloha, this is Megan from Vitality Wellness, and in this session we will be relaxing and unwinding. So great start to the day if you're feeling a little bit sleepy and want to start more slowly, or a great way to end your day if you need to relax and unwind. For this session you will need a blanket or a towel that you can fold up for a little padding for your knees. So let's start in our mountain pose, bringing our feet so that they're underneath our hips, rolling your shoulders up, back and down, and then drawing your chin back. Bring your hands together in front of your heart and close your eyes. Taking in the sound of your breath. All the other sounds that you might be noticing. And then drawing to mind or drawing into your heart your intention for the practice, your sankalpa, the dedication that will become the focus of this practice so that we can embody it through the practice, through our breath, and then take it with us into the rest of our day and into our lives. So closing your eyes and repeating your sankalpa to yourself in a positive tense, with the words, I am, and then whatever it is that you choose. Repeating it to yourself a few times, internally. As you exhale next, we'll open our eyes and release our hands down. Inhale to take your arms up, stretching up towards the sky or towards the ceiling. Exhaling, bringing your hands down in front of your heart. Let's reverse that. Go inhale up, exhale down and out to the side. We'll do that one more time. Ready? Inhale, take your arms up and out. And then exhaling down. Last one. Inhale, we go straight up. Exhale, bring your arms down to your sides, rolling your shoulders back so that your palms face forward, drawing your chin back so you feel a lifting and lengthening through your whole body out through the crown of your head. Slowly turn your head from one side to the other. Make sure to stay with your breath, keeping your jaw and your face relaxed. One more time in each direction, always staying in your pain-free range of motion. And then coming back to the center. Drawing your chin back. Let one ear drop towards one shoulder. Inhale to take your head up. And then over to the other side. We're doing this to kind of check out where we are starting from. See how we're feeling today in our neck. It's so common for us to have tension in our neck and shoulders. So it's really important that we are moving our neck and shoulders throughout the day and throughout our practice. So once more, bring your chin back towards your chest, looking down towards the floor to the mat, and then inhale, lift through your chest and look up, and then back down. Again, inhale, lifting. We always want to feel for an extension or a lengthening as we breathe in, and then breathe out. We're looking down for a flexion or a slight contraction through the front of the neck as we exhale. One more time to look up. And then finding your neutral where your chin is parallel to the mat, your eyes are looking forward, your eyes and your face are soft. Bring your hands together one more time. As you close your eyes and take one more breath in, as you breathe out, you're sending your energy, your prana, into your intention. So breathe it out as you repeat it to yourself. And then open your eyes, take your hands out in front of you, and let's do a few circles at our wrists so that it's maybe a figure 8 motion or just a pure circle if that feels better for you. And if it starts to feel like you're doing it all with your neck, just bring your arms down closer towards your body. Remember to root down through both feet, engaging your belly as you exhale, and then shake your hands out like you're drying them off. And then we're going to come down onto our hands and our knees. So this is where the blanket comes in. You want to put it underneath your knees for a little bit of extra cushion. And then if you're comfortable with your hands flat on the mat, you'll place your hands down so that the wrist crease is parallel to the short edge of the mat. Some people that doesn't feel good for, me for example, so I like to put my hands down like that. So if you're putting your hands down flat, you'll have your middle finger pointing forward. If you're doing your knuckles down, your thumbs will be pointing forward. So let's take a big exhale. We're gonna lift in and up through our belly and around our back. Inhale, dropping your belly down as you arch your spine. Exhale, lift and round. Let's go again. Inhale, extending. Exhale, rounding. And then last one, we're gonna exhale, lift through your belly and lift your lower ribs, keeping your chin in. Press your hips over to the left side and look over your right shoulder. Side stretching now, so opposite side. And going back and forth a couple times. Make sure your weight is equal in your hands, and if your hands are flat, you're pressing the weight into the inner edges of your hands, so the base of your first finger and your thumb. Come back to the center. We're gonna deepen that stretch a little bit by stretching our right leg back and bringing it over to the left side of the mat. Turn and look over your left shoulder to see your foot. Make sure to breathe. And then slowly you're gonna come back around and bring your knee back to the blanket. Exhale, lift your belly, firm your belly, and you're gonna do the other side now, so left leg going across to the right side of the mat and looking over your right shoulder. Take a deep breath in, breathing into the stretch, and then exhaling, pushing into your left heel. And then coming back to the center. So we have 3 pairs of movements for our spine, front to back, side to side, and then twisting right, twisting left. So let's do the twist now. We're gonna take our left hand and place it lightly on the base of your skull, lift your belly in and up, and we're gonna exhale and turn your belly to the right and tapping your elbow somewhere on your right arm. And then inhale, opening to the left a little bit, exhale, twist to the right. Inhale, open to the left, exhale, twist to the right. So keeping your abs firm will turn it into a core exercise and also keep it safer for your spine. One more time. And exhaling. Good stuff. Left hand comes back to the mat. Right hand goes up. So tuck your chin in and lift up nice and long through your whole spine, and we'll take a breath. Little tiny bend through your left elbow, and then exhale, twist. Little twist to the right, big twist to the left. Breathing through your nose if you can. And then one more, open, exhale, twist under. And then bringing your hands back down. Widen your knees, as wide as your blanket. And you're gonna walk your hands out in front of you and take a big inhale and lengthen your spine. And you're gonna exhale, drive your hips back and lower your chest down towards the mat. We're gonna inhale and roll back up. So you'll notice here I'm on my fingertips. If it feels better for you, you can do a flat palm. But we're gonna inhale and stretch our chest forward. Exhale, round and roll back. One more time, inhale like a snake, creating that big movement through your whole spine, moving forward and back. And then we're gonna exhale and roll back up so that we are walking our hands back towards the blanket or the towel. We're gonna curl our toes under, walk your hands back just a little bit further, and take an inhale and stretch your spine nice and long. And we're gonna exhale and lift our knees off the blanket so that our feet are flat on the mat. Bring your heels to the mat and bring your hips down just a little bit, bringing your hands against your legs. And then inhale, stretch your chest forward. Exhale, take your sit bones back and up just a little bit. So we wanna make sure here that our spine is nice and long. We're stretching our sternum, the center of our chest forward, as we start to wake up and stretch our legs just a little bit. And then take a big inhale. Exhale, folding over, dropping your head down. Bend your knees. Inhale, stretch your chest forward. So you're loading up your hamstrings here, which are the muscles on the back of your thigh. And then you're gonna exhale and lift your sit bones and really engage your abs. So legs are nice and strong and long. Chest is moving forward. And then fold forward, allowing the weight of your head to release down. And then inhale, stretch. One more time. Exhaling, folding over your legs, dropping your lovely head down. And then we're gonna bring our knees back down. Gently place your knees down. And then we're going to slowly lift up from deep in your belly and roll up so that you're on your knees. You can untuck your toes. And we're gonna step our left foot out in front. So your left foot is gonna go out in front and then lean forward like you're a sprinter ready to start the race. Want to make sure that your knee is comfortable so you can have your toes turned forward or out just a little bit. And then with our back toes, you're going to curl them under and lift your knee off the mat. Stretching your spine nice and long. So as you breathe in, stretch your chest forward and then tuck your chin in a little bit so your neck is relaxed. Stay here and breathe. And if this feels like it's too intense for you, or if you're having trouble keeping your spine nice and long while you do it, you can always keep your knee on the mat. So that's an option too. So remember that you can always do that from day to day. You can try a different variation of the pose, or you can leave one part out completely, totally up to you. So take a big deep breath. See if you can draw your left hip back just a little bit and really firm up your back leg. So you're pressing through your heel. And then we're going to come down gently. Bring your knee down. Bringing your knee down. And then what we'll do here, I'll turn so that you can see me, is from that kneeling position, you're just going to take your foot out to the side. And then roll yourself up so that you're in what's called side gate. So you're going to draw your tummy in and up, and your tailbone under a little bit. And then let's take our right hand up. So we're getting a stretch all through this right side of our body. You're going to reach your right hand up, lifting through your whole spine, and then draw yourself over to the left a little bit. So you notice here my arm is down. I have a short torso, so my arm comes easily. If you have a longer torso, you might need your arm to be long. Or you might start walking your fingers down your leg a little bit, just making sure that we have our fingers either on our thigh or on the lower part of your leg, your shin. Just making sure that we're kind of skipping over the knee, not placing any weight bearing on the knee joint itself with your hand. So you're kind of leaning past it if you can. If that feels too far away, no problem. Keep your arm up a little higher. Take a big deep breath. And then slowly come back up. Stretch your hands towards the ceiling or the sky. Breathe in, engaging your abdominals. And then we're going to exhale and fold back over. So your hands are going to come back to the mat. And then we're going to bring both knees back on the blanket and slide your hips back again. Allow your head to relax down. And then we're going to roll up. And then this time we're going to take our right foot out in front. So right foot going out in front, setting up for your lunge. So right toes can be pointing forward, or if your knee doesn't like that, turn them out to the side a little bit. And then we're going to exhale deeply and curl our back toes under and lift your back knee. Again, if that's not feeling good for you today, keep your knee down on the blanket. See if we can use our legs a little bit more. So even though this is a more relaxing practice, we always want to maintain the integrity of each pose. So we're really using the weight of pushing down into our body to build a strong foundation and also build our internal strength. So always having that strong foundation to move from, and two strong legs to stand on, all of those beautiful tools that we need in our life. So take a big inhale. Close your eyes. Remember your intention as you breathe your ha, your breath, into it. Let's go again. So remember, you can always put your knee down if that's better for you, but press back a little bit more through your left heel. Inhale, stretch your chest forward, and then we're going to bring our knee down. So from here, we're going to come up and take your foot out to the side. So your right foot is lined up with your left knee, doing a little bit of a pelvic tilt, so engaging your abs so that your pelvis is level, so the front and the back of your hips are even with each other, and we're going to take our left arm up. Stretch up a little bit taller, and then kind of feel where it feels good for you to lean to the right. So you can have your arm down here, if that feels like it's enough for you today. Or perhaps you slide your hand down. So slide your hand down either onto your thigh or to your shin, depending on how it feels for you. Remember to leave your knee so that you're not placing any weight bearing on your knee with your hand. Remember to breathe deeply. Are you relaxing your face as much as you can? See if we can stretch up and over for another big deep breath. And then coming back up, re-engage through your belly, pressing your hips forward just a little bit, and then stretch up through your spine, looking up if it's comfortable in your neck, if not, looking straight forward. And then we're going to come back down, moving your hips back. extending your arms out in front of you, and then bringing your knee onto the blanket as well. Rocking your hips from side to side, or maybe you make it a full circle. And then we're going to, once again, bring our knees and our feet just a little bit closer together and curl our toes under. And we're going to bring our hands onto the blanket and lift our knees off. So your feet are flat on the mat here, bending your knees a little bit so that you can bring your hands to your thighs and stretch your chest forward a little bit. So what's most important here is that we're keeping our spine nice and long. Once your hamstrings start to release a little bit more, you'll be able to fold forward without compromising the structure of your spine. So it's really about maintaining that spinal integrity for a free flow of energy through your nervous system, but also through your energetic centers as well, but also keeping your spine safe. So you're going to stretch your chest forward and then allow your chin to relax in. So noticing here, if you feel like you have a little more space and you can fold your belly towards your thighs first, then you can start to fold over. But if that causes you to be really rounded while you do that, I would prefer, and so would your spine, that you stay a little bit more upright and work on extending your legs a little bit longer. So let's take 3 more deep breaths. Bringing your knees down slowly onto the blanket, and then scoot forward so that you can take your legs out in front and have a seat on the edge of the blanket. So you're going to straighten your legs out in front of you. And then let's bring our right knee in. And then if you can bring your foot across and your foot goes flat to the mat, then you can cross it over. But if it gets over there and it's not flat, just keep it over here on the right side, no problem. So what we're going to do now is a little bit of a twist. So we're going to sit up as tall as we can, squeeze your legs together, pulling in and back through your lower belly, and reach up just a little bit taller, and we're going to turn to the right. Reach up a little taller, turn to the right, and then bringing your right hand down behind you, and then reach with your left arm one more time, and then you're going to give your knee a little hug. So you're hugging your knee in, turning your body around to the right. And if it doesn't feel good for you to bring your elbow there, you can use your hand. And so we continuously try to lift and lengthen, twisting from our belly, our chest, and then looking back over your back shoulder. Big deep breath. Making sure your left leg stays a little bit active and that your face is relaxed. Nice work. And then we're going to unravel. Beautiful. And straightening out through your right leg and crossing your left leg over. So here, if your foot is flat, you can leave it over here. If it doesn't happen comfortably, just keep it over on the left side. No big deal. So there's always progressions in the practice. There's always progressions in the pose. But it really comes back to you knowing your body and what works for you. So see if we can stretch up a little bit taller. And then we're going to squeeze our legs towards each other, turn to the left. Breathe in taller, exhale, turn to the left a little more. And then bringing your left hand down behind you, and right hand comes around either for a little hug with your hand or a little hug with your knee as we look over our left shoulder. See if every time you breathe in, you can sit a little bit taller. Exhale to twist just a little further. And then coming back around. Here comes the helicopter. And then bringing your feet together, sitting up nice and tall. Rolling back through your shoulders. Letting your knees relax, or maybe you do a little like fluttering like a butterfly. So they're kind of flapping. Good. Okay, perfect. So from here, we're going to lay down. So feel free to scoot your blanket back and use it like a pillow. And then we're going to lay down and take a little mini Shavasana. And so if you have a longer time right now that you can stretch out your Shavasana, please do. With the 20-minute window, the Shavasana is a little shorter than I would like. So if you have the space in your day, please lay a little longer in the relaxation. It's so important for us to take that relaxation, even if it's just for a few breaths. It's still powerful, but obviously the longer we stay in it, the more effect it can have. So really enjoy these next few breaths as you roll your shoulders under, flipping your palms so that they're up, letting your legs relax out, and closing your eyes. Taking in all the sounds, the sensation of your breath. Let's enjoy 3 more deep breaths together. And then start to wiggle and twinkle your toes and your fingers, and then we're going to bring our feet flat to the mat. Bringing your knees into your tummy one at a time until you can hug in both. And then we're going to reach your right arm back and roll to the right side. And then continue to roll as you sit yourself up, grabbing your blanket, and then you can have a seat on your blanket. Sitting however is most comfortable for you. Some people like to have their legs stretched out, other people like to cross the ankles. Up to you completely. So roll your shoulders back, sitting tall, and then bringing your hands together in front of your heart. Lifting your heart towards your thumbs, drawing your chin back, and then looking down towards your nose, towards your hands, as though you were gazing into your heart, and then close your eyes. Once more, calling to mind your sankalpa, your intention for the practice. Feel how you've embodied that quality throughout the practice. So we begin to imprint it and activate it in our cellular memory. So let's take a big deep breath, breathing in, repeating the intention to yourself, holding your breath at the top, so when you're full, inflate. Repeating the intention to feel it. And with your mouth open, exhaling out, so you can hear the power of your breath. Let's do that one more time, breathing in, repeating your intention. Feel the lightness, the lift in your heart. Sip in a little more air. And then exhaling out with your ha, your powerful prana, your energy. Empowering yourself now for the day ahead. And your future self as we begin to walk towards that version of you now. We begin to open up that quality within you now so that you can live it to its fullest today. Lifting your heart. Bring your hands to lightly tap the center of your forehead, your third eye, so that we're connected always to this inner guidance that we activate within our yoga practice. Thank you for taking this time to move, breathe, and stretch with me today. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Namaste. I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye.